Well, thank you everyone for coming. I'm not the main attraction, so it's fine if people are still moseying in. Wanted to thank especially all of the app developers and participants in Hack My Ride who came down today. They've put in a lot of time and effort and creativity, and we really appreciate all of that. We've been very impressed to see what they've come up with. Hope you enjoyed it as well. This Hack My Ride program has really been about transforming transportation, and we've focused a lot on mobile technology. We understand that that's not the entire solution, but we feel it's an important piece of it, and it's something that we really want to involve people who use transit, people who are passionate about transit in innovating. And so thank you all for doing that. I wanted to start off by thanking our sponsors, without whom this would have been impossible. So first of all, Microsoft Silicon Valley, thank you for putting together an incentive package that has that has hopefully brought a lot of people out from around the world, really, and excited them about participating in this. And also, they're live streaming this today. So I was just getting direction from Kenny here, who is going to be manning our live stream out on the YouTube channel, our VTA YouTube channel. So thank you, Kenny, for all of your help, and thank you, Jessica, for everything you've done to help us make this happen. And we also have Danny Harris here from the Knight Foundation, who has been a huge supporter of VTA's innovation efforts and also in making San Jose and Silicon Valley just a more innovative and creative place. So thank you, Danny and Knight Foundation, for making this all possible also. And I also wanted to invite Danny up, and after him, Jessica, just to say a few words about the work they do in Santa Clara County.
I'm going to warm up the stage for Jessica with a little shtick. But I just wanted to thank all of you. I think at the end, I won't speak on Jessica's behalf, but we have the easy job in that someone else made some money that we have the opportunity to give away, and then you guys do the work and we can help support it. So I want to thank you. I was up late, as I imagine many of you were, building out your apps, going through dev posts, trying to actually understand what you were doing. I could sort of see the visual representation, but as you got into the inner workings of the coding or the elements that sort of put it together, I'm always amazed at how you're able to sort of think through these challenges of our everyday. I just wanted to sort of say two quick things. The first is I'm amazed that when we look at these things, really, at the end of the day, people will take transit or they'll bike or they'll walk if it's more convenient. So issues of everything else are nice, but at the end of the day, if we make these things easier for people, they'll use them. I was just in Copenhagen, and it was amazing that something like 2/3 of Copenhagen residents bike because it's just the easiest way for them to get from point A to point B. And so our hope is that as we do more of these competitions and as VTA with Nuria's leadership continue to make it easier for people, we'll just simply start to see this mode shift, because what we're doing is making it more irresistible for people to take transit, to ride bikes, and not to get in their car to go everywhere. So that's one of the things that we're trying to do, and as you'll see, many of our grants are really focused on trying to empower others like you to do these big, bold initiatives, whether it's in transit or in our work downtown. So with that, I just want to say thank you again for this opportunity. Thanks for your hard work. And I guess I'm most excited to actually start using these, not just to see them in this innovation center, but to see others using them as well. So thank you very much, Jessica.
Thanks, Danny. Hi, everybody. I'm Jessica Ware. I'm part of Microsoft's Technology and Civic Engagement team. We're working all around the country to solve urban problems, and the core of our work is really collaboration. If we're trying to figure out disaster response in San Francisco, or economic development in Boston, or transportation in San Jose, we can't do that alone. It has to be everyone in this room working together, the public sector, the private sector, the nonprofit sector, and most importantly, every individual one of us doing our part. So when I talk about my work, I often use Hack My Ride as an example of exactly the kind of collaboration we need in Silicon Valley. And over the past year, led by VTA, we've tried some experiments, we've iterated, we've thrown some cash at a problem. It's been very Silicon Valley, actually. But the difference is, and the great thing, the new thing, is that we're approaching these problems with our eyes and our minds and our hearts really focused on the community, and really thinking about how we can use technology to alleviate a pain point that everyone in this community feels. So today I just want to take a moment to acknowledge everyone who's been part of this collaboration. It's been a pleasure to work with all of you. Danny is a great co-founder and also just a great thought partner at every stage. The Tech Museum hosted our kickoff event and got us going back in June. Code for San Jose is really the beating heart of civic innovation in San Jose. They're growing all the time. Come to a meetup, get some free pizza, learn what's going on. You do not have to be a coder to attend. That's a myth. Joint ventures tied everything together and handle logistics, which is so important and so crucial. And finally, VTA is really serving as an exemplar of what a public agency should be in Silicon Valley, how responsive to technology, responsive to citizens, opening up its data, really being an innovative public agency. So thank you for that. And of course, the participants. This doesn't work unless we really have individuals invested in this problem and investing their time and energy and intelligence and talent. So thank you all very much for that. But I'm not going to let this go without really thanking Cody Kratz. So thank you very much, Cody. You're a great partner. As civic innovation continues to grow in San Jose, it will do so because of these kinds of collaborations. So you're all here at the start, which is awesome. We're going to keep going. Thank you.
Thank you, Jessica. So I wanted to invite up, we've asked a few different folks to come and share some innovative ideas with you. We hope you'll find them interesting. We hope you'll find them inspiring. And hopefully they point us in the future, the direction of the future of transportation technology. So first of all, I want to invite up, they go by a couple names, the VTA Rewards app team, or VTA Karma. We've been working with them since our first hackathon, which was in October 2014. We have a couple presenters. I think it's going to be Yen Yen from Silicon Valley Talent Partnership and Jeff and some other members of the team. So they won the Popular Choice Award at our first hackathon, and we've been working with them since to develop that further, and they'll share a bit about where it's going to go in the future.
Hello, everyone. So we're here to tell you a little bit about VT Rewards app and how it came to be. Like Cody was just saying, VT Rewards app actually started about a year ago as VT Karma. At the first hackathon, our awesome volunteers formed a team and they won the Popular Choice Award. So this app was actually to gamify the experience of taking public transit and inspire more people to take VTA. So we went and formed a really awesome team with our volunteers from Apogee, as well as the San Jose State students, to really work together and think about how do we take this app to next level. And now we came up with the VT Rewards app, which shares the value of taking public transit, and it shares the environmental impacts and how much greenhouse gas emissions you're reducing for every trip that you're taking. And I'm going to hand off to Jeff so he can tell you a little bit more about what we've been doing with the app.
Thanks. So the general idea for the application is to add gamification, so competition for points to riding the VTA. So what we have done, and we have an app that we were demoing, and we'll provide a link to download so you can use it for yourself. You can log in with Facebook. We automatically track your rides using Bluetooth beacons installed on the buses. And then we can tell you how much CO2 you've saved and how many miles you've traveled and what your trips are. So the general idea is there are these things called Bluetooth beacons. So when a rider gets on a bus, we start tracking their location. When they exit the bus or go out of range of a beacon, we stop tracking their location. And we use that data to calculate the distance and the environmental impact in terms of CO2 that they have accrued. So this is important for riders of the VTA for the gamification. They can, share that they ride the VTA and that they're saving, having an impact on the environment. There's also value to VTA because we are collecting a great amount of data that can be used by the VTA to target ads or understand who the riders are and where they are riding and have some personalization that they could do in the future. So we will be providing a link to the app. We don't have it downloadable yet. We'll provide a link. You should just be able to log into Facebook, get on a bus, get off a bus, and it will start tracking your rides and report them back. So here are a few screenshots. So you'll be able to open the app, click on a ride, or we'll show you the waypoints of where the ride was. So we'll show you the path that was taken. And we also have a stop locator because why not? So And so for next steps, right now, as I said, we track the miles and the CO2 saved. We want to take a look at actually having points or dollars saved or other impact metrics that we can show to a user and kind of have a feedback loop where we encourage them to ride the VTA more. And that's it. Thanks.
So next up we have Beaudry from Ride Scout.
Hey guys, thanks Cody. Time from Ride Scout. I lead an engineering team in San Francisco, focused on enterprise solutions. If you haven't heard of Ride Scout, we are a transportation technology company. We focus on multimodal seamless transportation. If you don't know us already, our Muni mobile ticketing app for San Francisco is coming out November 16th, so look out for that, official ticketing app for San Francisco. In my 3 minutes today, I want to talk to you a little bit about the space right now in transportation technology and a couple of ideas that we would love to see people work on at Ride Scout, and not entirely selfish, big challenges. If you're an entrepreneur looking for funding, you can't but pay attention to the big guys out there and opportunities. And so I kind of bin them in 4 groups here. The old mobility companies at the top, the automotive companies. Full disclosure, we're a part of Daimler now. But you know that they have a lot of challenges. They're moving into this mobility space aggressively. So if you're looking for funding, you're looking for opportunities, you do worse than to think about where they're looking as well. Obviously, the Ubers and the Lyfts and the Teslas, they're getting a lot of attention, a lot of press. If you're going in at that level, that's a crowded space to be in. So better make sure your new ride-sharing app is a good one. I think the third row here, where Bridge and Karma and Chariot and others like it, is a really interesting one. Dynamic microtransit, new ways of doing carpooling. It's a really interesting area, a lot of funding moving that area. And then let's not forget the zip cars and the quote-unquote old shared use mobility of the world. You know, car sharing is still important, still powerful. There's ways to do it better. So in terms of ideas and concepts we'd love to see folks work on, open data is something that the VTA works on a lot and is really valuable and important. A lot of people talk about it. It's not done all that well. This is a screenshot from Transitland, which is a great clearinghouse tool that is first, I think, what should be many clearinghouse tools for dealing with open transit data, and not just transit data, but shared use mobility data in general. Where is your Lyft? Where is your Uber? How do we share and make that information more transparent? Obviously, something that's near and dear to Ride Scout's heart is interoperable book and pay, getting rid of this profusion of transit cards and tokens and whatever it might be. Let's make it really easy to go seamlessly from one mode to another, booking and paying. Obviously, there's great demand for parking in the United States, but obviously we can price it better, and there's a few apps out there starting to do that, starting to put a price on parking and other kinds of infrastructure that will make it more efficient, but no app has really cracked that, so I think that's a really, really important area. Old /shared use mobility, new tools. The notion that a lot of like car sharing and bike sharing systems have a balancing problem among other operational issues. No one's really cracked that. If you go to London or even San Francisco, you'll often see trucks moving bikes around to balance them, so that people have bikes where they need them. That's an operational research problem. There's also a policy problem involved. So lots of areas to help existing car sharing, bike sharing, shared use mobility improve their operations. One of my personal favorites is sentiment. We really don't know what people think about transportation, whether they're on transit or on a plane or in a car, whatever it might be, but that information is so valuable to agencies, to ride providers of all kinds. Let's find ways to harvest that and return it to the agencies so they can improve their services. Something which doesn't get a lot of attention, but is super sexy in my opinion, is planning and operations support for agencies like the VTA. If you're not familiar with Remix, they're a great company that came out of Y Combinator recently, and they produced a fantastic tool for basically simplifying and making much more efficient the whole business of transit planning. So there's just so many inefficiencies in planning and operations, as any agency can tell you, lots of scope for really interesting applications and enhancements. If you've come across a company called Ride Report up in Portland, they're bringing together lightweight sensors, smartphone apps, and sentiment again. So this is a stress map of biking in Portland, where Red Corridor is a very stressful, difficult route for bicyclists. But they have a really neat combination of those lightweight sensors and smartphones. I think there's a lot we can do with that, moving away, both when it comes to fare collection and fare ticketing, to tracking active transportation, biking and walking. We need data in that area, and we need to get that data to the people who can make the right decisions. Finally, we need more QR code apps. No, I'm really kidding. No more QR code apps. But no, best of luck. Love some of the ideas you guys have. Come and chat to us afterwards if you want to learn more about Ride Scout or you want to hear more about, talk about your ideas. So thank you.
Thank you, Beaudry. Next up, I'd like to welcome Raji from Amigo Cloud.
Thank you. Do I need this? I guess I do. Hi, everybody. My name is Raju Burnham. I'm the CEO and co-founder of Amigo Cloud, and I'm here to talk to you a little bit about some work that we've been doing with VTA. So obviously, we all know what VTA is, so I don't need to explain that. If you look at the website and look at the goals that VTA has, the number one goal listed here is increased ridership, right? So if we increase ridership, we win. Keep that in mind. So when we started talking with VTA about a year ago, the question came in for us, right? Okay, we want to increase ridership using our SaaS mapping technology. What is it that we can do? Well, simply, we all know that if we start to understand our riders better, if we understand ridership better, then we can create tools using technology to improve the experience, right? Seems a pretty simple concept. And so being a lean startup ourselves, we decided to take sort of a lean startup approach to the problem, right? For those of you that are familiar with it, the lean startup is the concept of going through this build, measure, learn cycle. We build really fast tools. We measure what is it that we're doing. We learn, and the more that we iterate and go through this circle, the better our tools become, right? So a little bit different than how traditional software gets built, right? Like 3-year cycles for doing things. So we want to go through this cycle as fast as possible. So okay, we started with this, and then really quickly the party was over because we ran into just the traditional enterprise issues, and that's okay. That's not something that is, specific to an agency. It just happens all over the place. In our case, we wanted to work better with integrating with the CAT AVL system. We wanted to integrate with the passenger count system. And that was a challenge for us, but challenge is good because challenge means opportunity. And so for us, in an era where, open data, I'm glad the previous presentation was including a lot of open data and open source. Actually, I was missing, but open source. Combining these two things, it's king, right? And so this is kind of where the genesis of Open Transit came to be. So it's this idea that we've had after working in multiple projects with VTA staff of basically treating, the transit agency like a platform, right? Building APIs on top of it, building specifications, and basically if we solve our problems, then we can share that software with other transit agencies and have them take the software and start building on top of that. That's kind of what we did. We looked at what open source software was out there from different projects and TriMet in New York and different places, and we built an open trip planner, right? It's actually trip planner that is completely based in open data. You can, if you're interested in this, I can demo it to you over there. Basically, it shows location of vehicles in real time up to the second, which is not a normal thing to do. It uses routing based on OpenStreetMap data. It uses routing algorithms that we keep tweaking, and it's integrating with passenger counters, arrival times, multimodal. I mean, I can keep talking about it for like an hour about this. I don't want to bore you, but I would love to demo this to you. So if you stop over there, I will do that. Thank you.
Thank you. So without further ado, I want to jump to the piece of the program that you're all probably the most excited for and introduce our General Manager and CEO, Nuria Fernandez.
Thank you, Cody. Good morning. And welcome to our Innovation Center. I have to, yes, we have arrived at that moment when those of you who have been waiting with bated breath to find out if you are successful winners. But no event is ever complete without acknowledgments. So bear with me. I would like to acknowledge our Rishi Kumar from the city of Saratoga, who has joined us here today. Hope Cahan from the Office of Supervisor Cindy Chavez. Larry Carr from the city of Morgan Hill, council member. VTA alternate board member, and also here bringing the goodies. And then a big shout out to all of the Hacksters and to those of you who have brought your innovations to this Innovation Center. You need to know, if you haven't been following us, about a year and a half ago, I had a conversation with my team, and I said, we're in Silicon Valley. We have to do things a little differently. There's a lot of innovation happening in different rooms and different garages around Silicon Valley, but none of those innovations are translating into how we can improve public transportation, how we can bring solutions, mobility solutions. So we, as a solution provider, needed to connect with those of you who were the creative solution makers. And this space, I want to acknowledge Gary Miskell, who made it, who transformed what used to be a storage room into an innovation center where where transportation big think happens here at VTA. Gary, thank you. I also want to add my voice to Cody Kratz, because Cody has just been amazing. He was like one of those little bees that just kept buzzing, and people were like, oh my goodness, Cody, stop already. But he had so many ideas, and he wanted to bring them all into transforming public transportation, transforming bicycle solutions, transforming pedestrian connections. And we sat down and said, well, the best thing to do is to bring the creativity here. How can we start out with doing that? And our first hackathon last year, and now we're here with our second. You can see the evolution of those ideas. Some of them were in their formative stages. Some of them were just concepts. And so to just step back now and look at actual products that are going to make a difference. Because we're doing all of this, not for ourselves. We're doing this for the customers. We're trying to not only retain those that we have, but trying to bring solutions for those who are not even on the bus or on the rail or biking, to let them know that there are other options for mobility in Santa Clara County. And then, of course, we could not be here if it was not for our sponsors and our partners. I want to recognize Emily Ramos from the Tech Museum. I don't know where Danny went, but Danny with the Knight Foundation, Jessica, of course, with Microsoft, and then Larry with the joint venture Silicon Valley. Thank you. Okay, so for that moment, we've all been waiting. So who's ready to find out who won the $30,000 prize? That is awesome. Okay, so let's start first with the 1500, which is the Popular Choice Prize, awarded by those who voted for their favorite apps. And the winner of the Popular Choice Prize is On Transit. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Crowdsource real-time transit information. Now, the winner of the 1500 prize for best use of beacons, which we're currently testing as part of our innovation program, and the winner is Transit Times. I saw you, oh, there you are. Thank you, congratulations. The beacon-based instant info via app, an app smartwatch. You saw the presentation he gave, terrific stuff. The third place winner will take home $5,000 today, and the winner is Mobility Map. All Mobility Map contributors, please come forward. Okay, thanks, guys. Great job. Okay, so Cody, what is this? I think this got a little mixed in here. Second from what? I'm already at third. Okay. We have our second prize winner is also taking home the prize for best crowdsourcing application for total winnings of $9,000, and that is transit time. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And last but not least, the winner of the 10,000 grand prize also won the 1,500 prize for ridership growth or retention and data visualization. He couldn't be here today, and I hope he didn't show up after they wrote this. Because he couldn't be here today because he's expecting a baby and lives in Switzerland. Okay, that would have been a bit much. We would have sent that jet, but but he is in real time. Oh, look at that. Congratulations. And so please join me in congratulating Departures San Francisco Bay. Whoa, okay. It's in delayed reaction, yes. Sure, we'll do a photo. Okay, so once again, let's thank all of the participants for your work, the challenge, the technology, the innovation that's going to not only inspire but transform our transportation system. And now, please join us for lunch. And thanks to Microsoft for sponsoring lunch as well in the room right through those doors. And thank you again for coming. And just stay tuned, there's going to be more.
That's the show. The room is actually on the other side of the room right here. And we have some great sandwiches in there. So thank you all for coming. And unfortunately, yeah, Departures, but I think they did all right today. So anyhow, no sandwiches included. And as you know, if you want to grab sandwiches and kind of mingle, we hope you'll continue to check out we hope you'll check out also all of the folks who came out to demonstrate their apps, including not leaving Departures SF Bay too lonely out here. It's late at night their time, but they'd love to talk with you. You can just walk right up here and start chatting with them. They can show you a little demo of what their app does. So thank you again, everyone.